Welcome back. America has a fraud problem, and President Trump is calling it out.
Our country has been losing over $500 billion to fraud every single year, but those days are over. We have the best group you've ever seen assembled going after fraud. In Minnesota, we're cracking down on the Somali scams, ending the brazen and shameless theft of taxpayer dollars. Well, it's going on in Maine, too, with Somalis.
It's going on in Maine, too, and residents there are demanding answers. Some members of the community, in fact, calling on the DOJ to investigate possible fraud within the Lewiston shooting fund, as we learn that nearly $2 million went to 29 different nonprofits since the October 2023 shooting left a lot of Americans dead. That money was supposed to go directly to them. And get this, some of those nonprofits only serve the immigrant community, like Gateway Community Services. Now, you should know, prior to this, Gateway was accused of misusing Medicaid funds and was recently visited by Homeland Security investigators. And Gateway's founder and executive director, Abdullah Ali, seems to have ambitions outside of the U.S. I couldn't believe this when I read it. Listen closely. While serving in his role in Maine, Ali was also running for president of Jubaland in Africa, where he boasted to a Kenyan media outlet that he helped raise funds for the Jubaland Somali army. Were any of those your taxpayer dollars? Here to unpack all of this, the Maine Wire senior reporter, Jon Fetherston. Jon, these details are shocking, and I think a lot of us watched Nick Shirley and we thought, oh, wow, what's happening in Minnesota? But it's happening in your state as well?
Thank you. It's an honor to join you this Saturday morning. Maine is rampant with fraud. President Trump was right. The nonprofit scandals. You know, the Lewiston shooting that happened was Maine's greatest tragedy.
Yes.
19 people tragically died. But this scandal of the nonprofits taking $1.9 million worth of that money, and I have visited every organization that you put up on the screen and said, just tell me what you did with the money. I'm not here to question why you got the money, which is wrong, but I just want to know what you did with the money. And it's turned into, well, you're a racist for asking, get out of here. You know, how dare you ask these questions? So, you know, the cover-up is just as bad as the crime is. And David Jones, a Republican candidate for governor, has started an online petition to ask the DOJ and Pam Bondi to come in and do an investigation. And Amy Sussman, who is truly an angel walking among us here on Earth, is an aunt of a victim who died in the shooting on the day that he got his college diploma. She has led this charge. She has reached out to Governor Janet Mills, as have I multiple times. Governor Mills won't talk about this subject. She literally runs and tries to avoid me from this. Former Governor Paul LePage, who is also now running for Congress, reached out to the governor and said, hey, let's work together on this. Governor Mills rejected that offer with her. This is a huge cover-up, and it's taking from Lewiston strong, it's now becoming Lewiston heartbreak, all because of this.
We have some images from that Lewiston shooting. I'm going to ask our team to pull those up. You said the greatest tragedy for Maine. I mean, I remember this vividly. 19 people killed, you noted, 13 others wounded. The initial attack, it occurred in a recreation bowling alley during a youth league event. So in Minneapolis, we had this money that was supposed to go to children in daycare, U.S. citizens. But this is money for people who lost loved ones in a horrific shooting. $2 million goes to nonprofits. Do you have any idea what they did to it? And then I can't even get to this Ali guy who's accused of, you know, taking funds and then running for president of an African country. I mean, this is mind-blowing.
Kaylee, I've talked to victims that have been shot, and it's heartbreaking. And it takes a lot to get me upset. But when you talk to these victims, they can't pay their medical bills. But these nonprofits have taken money and refused to say what they've even done with the money. And as you mentioned, the Gateway Community scandal, Gateway Community scandals has many layers to it. There's Maine Care fraud, which is Medicare fraud in the state. But then they also have an arm of it, which is a nonprofit that was run by Decca DeLocke, who is currently a state rep here in Maine. She doesn't answer any questions about what happened with the money. There are so many layers to this that, you know, we're going to expose in the next couple of days via the Maine Wire some rampant fraud that is going to even make Minnesota look like it's nothing. So, I mean, it's out of control. And Donald Trump was right. You know, he told Janet Mills earlier this year that he'd see her in court. Well, Donald Trump's going to end up taking Janet Mills to court, and it can't be soon enough here in Maine.
Jon Fetherston, Saturday in America will be on this. I want you to stay in touch with our producers. We are going to cover this detail by detail. Keep up the great work, because journalists like you on the ground are making a huge difference.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.